Hey everyone! Today I am going to be doing something a little weird. This is definitely a video of Lily needs to get some other stuff done, so she's gonna make a video out of it. So today I am going to be doing some Stellaris modding. If you don't know, Stellaris is a space grand strategy game made by Paradox, and it is probably one of my favorite games right now, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm working with a few of my friends, and we are trying to build a pretty big, large overhaul mod. It's called Theosaur, and essentially it's about Stellaris normally is about like all technology and sci-fi and things like that, but then this mod is all about what if instead of tech and modern science and future science and stuff, Stellaris was instead based on like fantasy and magic. So ships are just large, like arcane constructs that faster than light travel is just a bunch of mages casting blink on a ship at the same time, and things like that. It's going to be very story driven, but I'm not doing writing today because that wouldn't make a good video. That'd be a lot of me laying on my bed and crying because writing is really hard, but it's going well. But it's also just not the best because I don't know that like it's gonna be a good session. But today I'm going to be working on making some new icons. So in the game, you have leaders. Specifically what we're looking at right now is scientists. And they'll have a bunch of different traits, which you can check out here. Doesn't let us see them big, but there's a bunch of them. And this aesthetic is cool, and it works for the base game, but it's a bit too sciencey spacey, so I'm going to be redoing a lot of them to fit with the aesthetic of the mod. Which, I can actually show you some of them right here. Like, one thing I have done is I've already done like the tech groups, which is one of the modifiers a scientist could have. But this is what I did for this. They're very much a lot of more natural, earthy colors, so it kind of looks made to look like written on parchment. And this is the one for Herblore. So like all the tech groups, instead of being like rocketry and things like that, it's like transmutation, abjuration, conjuration, that sort of thing. So a lot of like the classic magical schools. I'm cold today, so I have a blanket. I got my tea. It would not be a Lily video without some tea. So that's what we're doing today. And today we're doing a lot of the traits here. I've the scientist traits. The ones I'm doing are the ones like the old ones, like adaptable, but I just put them into this folder, which is in the mod folder. Stellaris modding is actually not too hard at all, but I don't have time to explain like how everything is. Essentially, I'm just gonna be making new little icons for everything. Alright, that's enough talk about intro. Let's talk about how we're actually gonna do this. So, I've put just placeholders here, which I just copied from the actual folder here. Which means if they have the same, in the mod folder, if it has the same path and it has the same name as a vanilla asset, it will overwrite the vanilla asset, so that's very easy to do. But these will be overwritten soon. Okay, this blanket's falling off. So this is what we're doing for these. Since these are base game traits, like these are the ones are new traits that I've added to the game, but there's don't need to like make new things that is like resilient, they live longer. I might like change the name, but I'm not going to code in a new trait. So next, first up is, so if we go into graphics, this is the main mod folder. If you go here, you can see all the mods I've downloaded and the one other one I've made. And you can go to there, we want to go to graphics, interface, icon, base circle icons. This is essentially my work folder, which has like a lot of base things, like the base circles for all these. One thing I have here is them all set up for trait symbols. So let's just start off the bat and do, which one would be a good one? I like the idea of meticulous. Meticulous is one that helps you find anomalies and stuff in the game. So the game is a lot largely about like space exploration and things like that. That's a lot of the thing. So I'm just going to make a new layer here that I'm going to draw onto this symbol. I typically go with about size 4. These symbols, right, that I'm working on for now on the trait symbol are actually twice the size that they're going to be. I find it's easier to work on about 2 to 3 size the base what I'm going to make them, just because it's easier to have a little bit more space, but you don't want to make them be too big, because then when you compress it down you'll lose details. It's just, but if you're working with like 1-to-1 size, then it can be weird if you want to fit in lines very close to each other, since you have to like awkwardly shade things, and I'm not really going for like a pixeled look for these. It's just normal drawing scaled down. Like, I did not do all these pixels by hand either. I used lots of nice tools. I'm not very good at pixeling, so I would not try, and that's not really the aesthetic we're going for like a magic-based thing. Alright, so meticulous. I actually kind of like the look of this meticulous symbol right here. Reader symbol, meticulous. But I'm actually going to take this, and we're going to use this as an overlay, as a guideline. So we have meticulous here. Actually, let us rescale this. Yes, lock please. Now we're just going to make it roughly the size of that. Awesome. So, there we go, but pencils aren't really magic-y enough. And we will just lock that down. Cool. And since we can't see where we're working below this, I am going to just take an eraser and actually, oops, that is not what I meant to do. I want to make it large, but low packet. Okay, so what I'm looking to do is just make it faint enough that I can work with it on this layer. Alright. So, now we have like roughly what we want to do. So, I think the ruler is still fine. Actually, I might magic it up a bit. So, I work in black, and then I'm going to actually fade it a little bit once I'm done, but I just find working in black is easiest to begin with. Alright, and then I'm actually going to do a like asymmetrical edge to this. That is not how I want to do. Not asymmetrical, but non-straight. Have it dip down and back up. There you go. It's now a magic eraser. I mean, ruler. It's not an eraser. And of course, this should be a quill, which we'll have come down here. And we'll have a point. And I'm going to actually erase it there. I'm going to make a mask layer by alt-clicking this layer. I'm using GIMP, just if you don't know what GIMP is. It's essentially free, open source Photoshop. Photoshop is expensive. How do feathers work? There we go. Okay. So I'm actually going to erase part of what I did here, just so I have some space to work with. Okay, actually, yeah. I'm actually going to erase what I did already. Art is a lot of erasing and redoing what you just did. Alright, so I'm actually going to make this. Let's get the outline. So I like that there, and then there we go, I like that. I might, I'm not gonna do the stem of it all the way down. And I am going to just extend the line, and I'm going to thicken up the edge there. Here we go. I'm doing a lot of the front end work on this mod, so a lot of writing and art and UI and stuff is what my main place is, as well as like design. I'm not incapable of programming and scripting, but it's not my forte. And we'll just link up the parts that we erased. And yeah. You know what, that could be a little bit more defined. That part's a little too thick. That'll bug me later. And we'll make that just like that. Very good. Awesome. And I want to point that a little bit more, because it's like the end of a pointed feather. There you go. And now if we just delete our script layer, I like it, but it looks a little off-center. So I'm just going to take you, and I'm going to move you over a pixel. And maybe down one. That looks centered. Yes, that does. Awesome. So now we're just going to move this layer, because I moved it over the layer size. I'll just say layer to image size. And now one more thing is that I'm just going to clean up some of these lines that seem maybe a little bit too thick. There we go. I like it. Actually, except for that part. And all this. You can always find 5. You just think you're done, and you'll find 5 more things that you don't quite like. Alright. There we go. So we went from this meticulous to fantasy meticulous. I actually don't need you. Alright, so one thing I do to give it that more like faded look is I make a large brush, and I essentially am going to fade this whole thing 30%. This symbol. There we go. And there we go. There is our meticulous symbol. Only took like 10 minutes. Alright. There's so much art that I need to do for this mod. It's kind of daunting. And that's not including like writing and design and balance and testing and coding and everything else that needs to get done. It's an overambitious project. So I'm going to export this and just save it. I'm going to overwrite it. Stellaris uses the .dds file format because it hates me. I mean, there's other reasons, but I don't love the DDS format. But that will save it into our trait symbols, which will only save the top layer, but it'll save the bottom layers just hidden, so we can edit that again later. But now for putting into the actual symbol, we're going to merge down, and we're going to take image. Remember how I said this is twice as big as it wants to be? We're going to scale it down to be 29 by 29. And there is our final image. And we can export this. We're going to want to put this to icons, traits, leader traits, leader trait underscore meticulous. Yes, replace. Remember to only do this in your mod folder. Do not overwrite the files in your actual Stellaris directory, even if you're doing it for yourself. So now if we look under leader traits, we have our brand new tequila symbol there, along with all the others. It looks good. It looks like it matches the others, and this is even smaller than it will be on screen, but it looks like it will fit the theme. Next up, what do I want to do? I'm thinking I should have planned this advance. Spark of Genius. Now, this is one of the best traits in the game. It provides like a large research boost to everything. So this is Spark of Genius. It's a light bulb, which doesn't really fit like magic and tech and stuff, so it's like burnt light bulbs. So we're gonna go with something else. Alright, let's take a brush and make it not huge. We can do symbol for symbol. I do that on pages all the time when I open up a new document. I don't know why. We can't really use this base image, like that is not usable like the other one. Like, it's hard to fantasy up a light bulb in a world that light bulb doesn't exist. But what we can do is, like, if we want that like moment, I'm thinking we're going to want to do just making sure I don't want to use this idea on any of the others instead. I don't need you anymore. Yeah. So I'm thinking, what's the equivalent of a light bulb? A candle. So I want to make sure I'm in the middle here. And we're going to have it come down and come down. Actually, yeah. We're going to give it like that classic, like, candle tray. That is not totally centered. Is it though? I mean, to the oh-so-scientific method of trying to center it. You know, this twisty thing is not necessary. It's not really necessary. That seems off-center. Okay, so if about 29 is the center right now, I'm gonna pull over a guideline. Here we are. So that's the center of the image. We can just take that and move it over one, so it's a bit more centered. And that means I need to pull in that end a bit more. There we go. Awesome. We do not, we want to go layer image size. And we don't need that guideline anymore. So just gotta make sure it's all ready. And go to keep doing that. Bad lily. And we're gonna give it the flame. And a little wick. That's flame's a bit large. That's a bit too high. Too high. Easy enough to fix though. Because I like the shape of it, but... And lock it down. Cool. There we go. That looks like a candle. I'm gonna define the edges of this. And then I'm actually going to go in with an already lower epoxy brush and brush in the actual flame. Okay, I'm going to add some drips down the side of the candle. give it that like dripped look. Although, actually, I'm going to make that one a bit more. Less defined as well. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like the outbursts from there, so but originating from the candle, of course. I don't like that one. Yeah, but to be careful about making sure it is symmetrical, I'm just gonna copy, paste, flip, and move it over. It should be about 3 pixels from that side. And lock down. And this whole thing, I'm actually going to take the whole thing and move it down a few pixels. And let's bring back this guideline. Layer to image size. Image and layers are right next to each other, but when I'm looking for the layer to image size, I always click image because I'm like, I mean, the command has both the words in it, which is annoying. That's 28 on 29. That's the actual center. We were working off center. Okay, now let's grab you. Just move you one over. Yeah, now that looks a bit more symmetrical. Layer to image size. Cool. Yeah, there we go for a spark of genius. It's a nice little candle. So now I'm going to go back to it and I'm going to fade it a bit. Erase at 30% opacity. And there we go. I think that looks actually quite nice. Now we'll export it as just the base symbol. And we'll merge down layer, no, image, scale image to 29, scale, and we can now export to the actual trait section. This is Spark of Genius. Awesome. And now we'll see, right, we have our trait symbol there, and we have our new Spark of Genius right there. Awesome. Now, I'm probably going to do one more for this video. So which one do I want to do? Adaptable, I'm not actually sure what I want to do for that one, because it's like a lizard thing in the symbol, and that's not really what I'm going. I don't really know what I want to do for that, because it's less the biological idea of adaptable, but that's like extra experience gained, so I might make it like a learned thing, and like give it, I don't know, like a book or something, but I'm not sure on that one. Archaeologist, that could be done. I could do like some sort of like artifact or things like that. Carefree, the bird might work, but I'm not sure. Careful, same, the pillow, I'm not sure. Eager, it's a dog, and that could work. But animals are hard. Roamer, and maniacal is like an Einstein face. Trying to do the ones that would be easy to do on camera. I don't have to embarrass myself. It's like maniacal, I feel could be a good one to have, like, because it's like, that one's Einstein, and we're following magic and stuff. We go the standard, like, long beard and wizard hat, although that wouldn't fit on a circle very well. I could just make it a wizard hat. Ooh, a wizard hat for a scientist symbol would be good. Which one would that fit best for? Probably maniacal. Let's do maniacal. Symbol underscore maniacal. Awesome. Again, we don't need the base image just because we're not making this look like Einstein at all. First thing you do when drawing a wizard hat, draw the bottom. Second thing you do is make sure you have the right brush size. Also, always double check to make sure you're drawing on the right layer, because I didn't do that now, but I've done it before, I'll do it again, and it'll be rough every single time. Actually, no. Let's do the curve of the hat first, because then we can make sure to use the whole space. Problem is the ratio of brim that I like. I like huge brims when I draw wizard hats. I don't like how thick that is. I want more of a thin. Oops, that is not the command I wanted. I don't like that arc I have. I want to erase it 100% opacity right now. Also make sure I'm locked into the space of the symbol. Okay, I like that curve right there. Let's give ourselves a little bit more space. There, oops. Eraser, please. Clean up some stuff. Yeah. I like that a bit more. Yeah, I'm actually gonna give it like this one like some shading. I'm gonna clean up that end because that end was messy. My eyes always get bugged when I'm filming these videos because it's like the light is right in my eye. And I'm actually going to do a low opacity brush for the brim and the bulk of the hat. Like, this is one that you kind of want to be a bit more of a visible icon. I'm not actually sure how I like that. I don't like the darkness. Let's point it a bit more. Oops, let's make sure we're on the right opacity setting. Oops, it's not. you draw. You don't draw off the eraser in most circumstances. Yeah, I like that. Let's clean up the end of that. Let's make this bottom just straight. And image. I don't layer to image size. I always forget where that is. And finally, I'm just going to give it a little few of those. Yeah. Although, actually, I'm gonna move these two up. Yeah, I like that. See, a lot of tweaking and figure out exactly what you want. Fade it just enough. There we go. Oh, actually, before we do that, I need to clean up some over here. Oops, too big. There we go. Now I can go big. And and 30. There we go. And we'll export this. And merge down. Image, scale image to 29 by 29. And we'll export to your traits, maniacal. And yes, scale image please. Get the traits on there and the new maniacal system symbol. So I think this is where I'm going to end the video. This is just a little snippet into what I do and how I'm working on this mod and my process. It didn't say. Yeah, I didn't properly save that. That's why you should double check these things. But see, this bass image there, I can re-merge down and image, scale image to 29 by 29, scale, export, traits, leader traits, and oh, that one is saying it was done. Oh, do I need to refresh? Yes, I just need to refresh. I was like, I could have sworn I had done that. But there we go. So that was my process, like 3 of these icons. Let me know if you're interested, if you'd like to see more of this project as it goes along. I'll be posting more about the project soon publicly. It's still in very early production, although I'm looking for an alpha release sometime in like the next month. So, but there's a lot to get done, like a lot to get done. Currently the mod is broken because I put in all the traits and now it's possible to make a new icon because you can't actually, I haven't done the UI to select the empires in empire creation and the new ethics. I gotta code in all the different interactions. There's a lot to do. I am in over my head, but it's a lot of fun. Well, thank you for tuning in and listening. Maybe you learned something, I guess. Well, either way, I hope you have a wonderful night and a wonderful dream. Good night.